Hello, and this is Delia again. I'm reading The Vampire Diaries, The Struggle. This is Chapter 10, Part 2. Elena and Meredith said seriously, "Is there anything else in the diary that could hurt Stefan, besides the thing about the old man, I mean? Isn't that enough, with those steady dark eyes on her?" Elena felt discomfort and fluttered between her ribs. What was Meredith asking? Enough to get Stefan run out of town like that? Enough to get Stefan run out of town like they said, agreed Bonnie. Enough that we have to get the diary back from Caroline, Elena said. The only question is how. Caroline said she had hid it somewhere safe. That probably means her house. Meredith chewed her lip thoughtfully. She's got just the one brother in 8th grade, right? And her mom doesn't work? And she goes shopping in Roanoke a lot? Do they still have a maid? Why, said Bonnie. What difference does it make? Well, we don't want anybody walking in while we're burglarizing the house. While we're what? Bonnie's voice rose to a squeak. You can't be serious. What are we supposed to do? Just sit back and wait until Founder's Day and let her read Elena's diary in front of the town? She stole it from your house. We've just got to steal it back, Meredith said, maddeningly calm. We'll get caught. We'll get expelled from school. If we don't end up going to jail. Bonnie turned to Elena in appeal. Tell her, Elena. Well, in all honesty, the prospect made Elena herself a little queasy. It wasn't so much the idea of expulsion or even jail, as just the thought of being caught in the act. Mrs. Forbes' haughty face floated before her eyes, full of righteous indignation. Then it changed to Caroline's, laughing spitefully as her mother pointed an accusing finger right at Elena. Besides, it seemed such a violation. To go into someone's house when they were not there, to search their possessions? She would hate it if someone did that to her. But of course someone had. Caroline had violated Bonnie's house, and right now had Elena's most private possession in her hands. Reading all of that diary that Elena had wrote, all that stuff. Let's do it, Elena said quietly, but let's be careful. Can't we talk about this, said Bonnie weakly, looking from Meredith's determined face to Elena's. There's nothing to talk about. You're coming, Meredith told her. You promised, she added as Bonnie took a breath to object afresh, and she held up her inside fingers. The blood oath was only to help Elena get Stefan, Bonnie cried. Think again, said Meredith. You swore you would do whatever Elena asked in relation to Stefan. There wasn't anything about a time limit or about only until Elena gets him. Bonnie's mouth dropped open. She looked at Elena, who was almost laughing in spite of herself. It's true, Elena said solemnly, and you said it yourself. Swearing with blood means you have to stick to your oath no matter what happens. Bonnie shut her mouth and thrust her chin out. Right, she said grimly. Now I'm stuck for the rest of my life doing whatever Elena wants me to do about Stefan. Wonderful. Okay, and I'll move on to Chapter 3.